This is Billy Guyette with Guyette Roofing and Construction. I'm on a residential roof in East Montgomery, Alabama, and I'm looking at a chimney that is leaking on the inside, and it's definitely the chimney flashing that's causing water to penetrate through the roof. And we see this a lot on chimneys that have been chronic problems in the past. And the way we can tell it's a chronic problem just simply by looking at the roofing cement that's been applied to it. Looks like on several occasions somebody's been chasing a leak here. And it looks like they've actually done a fairly good job, because I guess that it stopped the leak for a while, but it's never a long-term solution. So any chimney that we look at, we always address it in a long-term approach. And our proposition to the homeowner will be to completely reflash this chimney. There's really no way of knowing the exact location, the exact problem in the chimney flashing, and it's probably kind of a collection of several different areas that have been compromised. And more than likely the roof leak was built into the roof the day the roof was installed, the day it was put on, and ever since it's been leaking. So what we would do if we end up doing this job is we would remove one row of shingles from the left, right, front and back of the chimney and reflash the chimney. We would use a 2-flash system. That means base and counter flashing, and then put new shingles that match the existing all the way around the chimney again. Now with a 2-flash system, the reason it's important is because a 2-flash system allows the chimney in the house to move when the seasons change. As the house continues to settle, the chimney will move and want to separate from the flashing. But if you have a 2-flash system, the counter flashing is actually engaged into the brick, and it gives the chimney room to move during the season changes. With a 1-flash system, which is what almost every other roofer in Montgomery does, if they do any flashing, it's just a 1-flash system, and it's not engaged to the brick. And so every season or so, when the seasons change, you have to come back and reapply caulking and reseal things as the brick disengages from the metal. On this roof, there's already counter flashing. In some parts, the two sides have a 2-flash system. You can see this stair step counter flashing here has there's base flashing underneath that, and this stair step here is it has a 1/4-inch lip that actually is embedded into the mortar of the brick, and that's the textbook way of flashing a chimney. For whatever reason, they didn't do it here in the front on the apron flashing. They just have apron, which is a base flashing, and they fail to do counter flashing. So the two sides have it. The back of the chimney also lacks the counter flashing, and that could be one of the problems coming to the back, is that the metal just continues to separate from the brick. So our proposition would be to completely reflash this in a textbook fashion, and instead of a cricket in the back, we would advocate for a backsplash. And what that is, instead of a sloped section in the back, it's a flat piece of metal that goes 18 inches up the brick and then 36 inches up the roof line. It gets covered up by shingles, but it allows us to have an overhang on the corners of the roof, the corners of the chimney, I'm sorry. If you ever have a chimney leak, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be getting in from one of the 4 corners of the chimney. Those areas are always compromised first on a roof. And what a backsplash does is it allows us to create essentially a rain diverter away from the corners. And we call them wing tips, and they would be about 3 to 6 inches from the corners, and it would divert all of the water that comes down this slope. It would push it away from the corners of the chimney, and then also from the sides of the chimney. Another note on this roof is the shingles are starting to degranulate, which is a problem, and they're starting to break down a little prematurely. So there's really nothing you can do about it at this point. But the roof has kind of run its course, and it does need replacing pretty soon. And some of the shingles are even starting to slide on this driveway side, and so that's it. This roof maybe has another year or so, but it does need to be replaced. That's it. This is Billy Guyette with Guyette Roofing.